feel like it's cold out here. Luke. I know the sun is beaming right now, so there's probably a lot of light on my camera, but Luke. I want to know is, at the end of the day, Luke, when you're going to start taking blame for a lot of things that's going on with the team as a coach. We understand that you're a rookie coach. We understand that, you know, that is a learning process. We understand that. We understand we have young players. We got all that. But you have to start taking initiation for some of the mistakes that's happened as well. The players don't control the rotation. The players don't control the time management. The only thing the players control is what's being called for them to run, turnovers, free throws. We already established that. We know that the Lakers could win a lot of games if they hit free throws. A lot of fans will say, well, you know, we play games. The refs are against us. You know, we don't get the calls. But I want to share something with you guys, okay? We understand that we don't have a superstar, as many say. Me personally, I believe a superstar can be created when you see the talent and you just let the talent go. You know, I'm real big on Kuzma. Larry Nance and JC are probably my favorite two players on the Lakers. I think JC should probably be gone soon, and it's good for him only because he's not getting the he's not getting the recognition on that team. I'm just being honest, you know. Now going back to what I said, talking about Luke Walton. Luke Walton in the press conference, he said, you know, the refs, you know, trying to figure out what's up with the ref, why we not getting the calls here and there. But I want to make sure that you guys understand something. Every game the Lakers play, they've been in it, right? At the end of the day, it comes down to coaching to the last draw. And I'm going to tell you the reason why. When you draw up plays that feature somebody who's basically is not having a good shooting game, it's almost similar to what Pat Riley did with John Starks against when the New York Knicks played the Houston Rockets in the finals. Derek Harper was freaking hot. You can go back and look at the stats. I forgot what year it was, but Derek Harper was freaking hot. He was killing Kenny Smith that game. But Pat Riley, being stubborn, just wanted to go to John Starks. John Starks wasn't doing nothing that game. And at that year, during that time, I liked the John Starks because I didn't like the Bulls. You know, I didn't like the Bulls. And at that time, I shared with y'all a while ago, I used to hate Michael Jordan. Because, you know, he beat Magic, and Magic never got a chance to return the favor because of his health situation. But John Starks was not hot that game. And John Starks was known as a streaky player. But Pat Riley did not give up on John Starks. Instead of going to the hot hand, which was Derek Harper, to hit the 3 or a 2-for-1, whatever we want to call it, he kept letting John Starks shoot. John Starks shot the New York Knicks out of the game. Basically, they basically lost the game. Now, going to what I'm saying about Luke Walton. Now, he said that there was a play that was actually ran for Kuzma. Now, the thing about it is this. You give Kuzma the play at the top of the key. Kuzma makes the move to the paint. Julius Randle rolls off. He had 3 options, not just 1, 3 options. But this is the point of a person who doesn't pass. That's why I said at the end of the day, that was a play that was not well designed by Luke Walton. It should have been ball at the top of the key, making the play. It would have been a better transition. It would have been a better opportunity for us to score. Because I'm telling you, he wouldn't have gave it to KCP, but he gave it to Kuzma. Kuzma comes down. He only looked left. Julius Randle, you know, tell him, like, come on. Julius Randle roll off. He could have gave it to Randle. Randle could have went inside, probably would have drawn the foul. Or they could have kicked it out to Lonzo Ball, who was coming around on the curb at the top. Instead, he goes to KCP in the corner. Shoots the contested 3. Blank. Come back down. When they got the ball back after a play down low, took the ball out of bounds. They go to Kuzma on the curl. I'm not Kuzma, sorry, KCP on the curl. Shot that. Now, that call was for KCP, that second one. Now, the first 3-pointer that they took, KCP in the corner, the contested 3, it was still 14 seconds on the clock. They could have ran a better play. KCP didn't have to take that shot. He could have actually passed it up and gave it to somebody else. Instead, he takes the shot. Then also, the curl, they still had 6 seconds on the clock, meaning they could have got something better. They could have went for a 2-for-1. They could have just went in, got a quick 2-pointer, foul, and then made a 3-point after that. Instead, he went for the winning 3. This is Luke Walton because Luke Walton loves to have the winning shots. If you ever notice, every time we're down or we have opportunity to tie the game up, we go for the 3. We really don't go for the 2. We go for the 3s. And I just think at the end of the day is that, you know, Luke Walton, his stubbornness is getting the best of him. Now, I'm saying to fire Luke Walton? No, I'm hoping that he looks at this and say, you know what? A lot of this is on me, not just the players. A lot of it is on me, rotation-wise. You know, just when you see the starting 5 that he put out there with Josh Hart, Lonzo Ball, KCP, you'll say, oh, well, to the average fan, they'll be like, okay, that's pretty cool. To me, no, I don't think so. Because in reality, what I say over and over again, this guy is real freaking stubborn. Kuzma should have been at that 3. Larry Nance should be at the power forward spot. That way Julius Randle could still come in, get his minutes behind Andrew Bogut. Instead, now you got Julius Randle and Larry Nance both fighting for the center spot. That means that somebody's minutes are going to be limited. Larry Nance ain't get that much time in the game at all. Took him out of the rhythm. Ain't getting no time. Larry Nance is our best, probably our best around the rim, up, you know, as an up top player. Not Julius Randle. Julius Randle is good, you know, as in scoring, but Larry Nance is probably more as a lob player. You know, it go hand in hand. But instead, you know, you start Andrew Bogut. I don't have no problem with starting Andrew Bogut because Andrew Bogut got a little bit of experience. I like Andrew Bogut. You know, yeah, he's slow. He slows down the offense. And that's the only sad thing about it is that when he slows down the offense is that Zoe is not a half-court set type of player. He's a up-tempo type player. So you could have actually, okay, well, we know Zoe ain't we know Zoe ain't a half-court set offensive player. So what you could have did is you could have been, Andrew Bogut could have been a feature down the middle. You pass him the ball, because Andrew Bogut is a hell of a passer. I would have gave Andrew Bogut the ball down low and let him set up things. And then when they run, you know, they run. You know what I mean? You can mix it up however you want it to be. That's why I say Larry Nance should have been at the power forward spot and Kuzma should have been at the 3. If you look at it, they had, I think they had Turner at the 3. So Kuzma could have took full advantage of that. Turner 6'7", didn't really do too much. Kuzma 6'9", he would exploit that mix match. Kuzma could have really hurt him down, you know, hurt him at the 3 spot, but instead he didn't do that. Harkless came in, 22 points on the bench. He was actually the X factor. Colin wasn't really doing too much. He was like, I think he shot a lot of shots. It looked like he did a lot, but he didn't really do too much. The switching, we already know that's on freaking Luke Walton as well. The switching. The quick switching, where I said before and I said over and over again, you brought KCP over here. Well, imagine you brought KCP over here to be a defensive stopper. Well, offensive stopper, you know, whatever you want. Well, you could eat both because he's doing both. But instead, you allow KCP to switch off his play as soon as they get across the court. Don't fight through no screens, no pick and rolls, nothing like that. He switch right off. And this is the main reason why the inside interior, you'll think that we were good at stopping interior defense. Like we were ranked. They said that we ranked #1 against the perimeter. I don't know how. I think the guys are just missing shots because the perimeter shooters are wide open every time. That's how I look at it. Every time I watch the game, they just wide open. Like I said, they just missing the last shot because most teams shoot 3s, and because most teams shoot 3s, some players are going to be off. Now in the interior defense, the switching is oh my God, there's no word for it. I mean, the switching is terrible. I think Lonzo and KCP are pretty good enough to play their man. Play their opponents one-on-one. They really don't need no help. Now, if they get blown by, that's when the weak side help comes over and help out. But if they're playing their man pretty good, let them play their men. You know what I'm saying? Instead, we get the quick switching, and the quick switching is what's killing us every time. We see a Julius Randle on a point guard, or Larry Nance on a point guard, or Andrew Bogut on a point guard, or a guard. Period. That makes no sense to me. Then you got mixed matches down low where you got Portland's center playing Lonzo Ball for easy shots. You know, you're giving them easy opportunity. That's the same in the Warriors, same in every game. So I say this to say that right there, you know, and then on top of that, you know, now let's go back to the ref real quick. I won't forget about this. Now, Luke Walton said that the ref would kill this. No. Listen, every team get bad calls. Let's be real. We all get bad calls. You know, yeah, we know the superstars get those extra calls, and that's what happened because that's what the money paid for. But the Lakers have been getting the most of the majority of the calls. If you go back to the Golden State Warriors game, they actually had more calls against the Warriors. If the Lakers would have hit 80% of their shots, it wouldn't come down to a close game against the Warriors. They would have beat them by 8. Now, the game against Portland, they actually had, Portland shot 7 for 14, all right, from the free throw line. They shot 50%. They shot 50%. Lakers shot 12 for 20. Lakers went to the free throw line much more than Portland. If they would have hit a good portion of them shots, 12 for 20. If they would at least made 4 shots, 16 for 20. we'd have won that game. Now, that's what I'm saying today. You look at that. Also on top of that, the referees gave y'all that call right back. Yeah, the foul that Kuzma did, I mean, the foul that was on Kuzma for the three-point shot, they gave you the call right back. It was just a bad play call. How did they get the call right back? Kuzma at the top of the key with the ball. Backcourt. Why? You see the ref standing right there looking right at him. Right at him. The ref right at him. See him go backcourt. But fans ain't gonna say nothing about that, though. See, that's what I'm talking about, the bias bull crap, man. He went backcourt. Why? Right there. They still let the play go. They gave the Lakers the game. So when people say, when fans sit there and say, well, the ref's not giving us, not giving that, they give y'all plays right back. It's come down to bad coaching. He was out-coached. Simple as that. Freaking Portland wasn't doing it. You go look at Portland stats. Wasn't nobody freaking high. Only one we were doing something with Heartless. Colin just hit it when it was needed to be hit, but at the end of the day, Heartless was the one that was actually carrying the team. Even when that putback on the bottom of the last possession towards the end. You had Lonzo right there standing there. You had Julius Randle right there standing there. The only one that really came crashing there was Kuzma, but it was too late. He got the putback. You know what I mean? So at the end of the day, it comes down to the whole team. Stop blaming just the players. The coach too, man. Bad rotation, bad time management, giving certain individuals the green light when they shouldn't have the green light. Jordan Clarkson sitting on the bench who was hot. Sitting on the bench. You know, and that's my problem. Like, okay, I understand Josh Hart is good. He's looking pretty good. That's understandable. But my biggest problem is that when you got a hot hand, you constantly do that. You did it last game against Golden State Warriors when Lonzo was hot. You set him on the bench. I don't get it. Like, unless the player is tired, then that's understandable. You bring him out for a little bit to bring somebody else in. But you trying to, I don't know what you're trying to run. I keep telling people over and over again, this man runs a team like the NBA 2K. Regardless if they hot or not, he takes them out and bring other players in. Bring other players in, man. And I'm sitting there saying, like, yo, we had the opportunity to take advantage of this game. They didn't have Lillard. You know, and everybody said, well, we didn't have Ingram. You know, well, let me tell you something with you at the end of the day. Ingram was there when we actually, when Kuzma dropped 38. Ingram was there when he dropped 27. So, like I said today, you know, it doesn't even matter. And we keep saying we don't have no closer. We have closers. It's just that at the end of the day that we pull out the raw plays for the raw people. KCP should not have took those shots. Now, I'm not saying that KCP, I wouldn't want KCP to shoot. I just think that we should have ran another play. When KCP caught that ball, like I said, when he caught that ball on the wing, we still had 14 seconds left on the clock. He could have passed it out. That was a desperation three that he did not need to shoot. Then he let him come, but then he called a play for him on the next possession. The curl. So, at the end of the day, you know, like I said, Kuzma should never had that ball at the top of the key. He's not known as a passer. He's a scorer. That should have been Lonzo Ball. You basically isolated Lonzo Ball out of the play. That's terrible to me. Lonzo Ball came out and actually was the one that tied the game up. If anything, I would have let Lonzo Ball take the shot. But that's just me. Now, I'm saying fire Luke Walton. No, I'm not saying fire Luke Walton. I'd say, you know, he need to be evaluated at the end of the season, though. Because we all, listen, a team is only as good as their coach. That's simple as put. You can't keep saying the players. It goes down to the coach, too, because the coach, he pick and choose who he want to call his battles with. You know, he'll chew out Jordan Clarkson. He'll chew out Julius Randle. He'll chew out Kuzma. Kuzma ain't got no defense, this and that. There's plenty of times where Lonzo Ball stood there, too, and let his man blow past him. KCP is known for that. He let his man blow past him. And there was a play where Colin went straight past KCP and went right in for a layup. So you got to call those players out as well, too. You know what I mean? Yeah, we know they're rookies and all that, but you got to, you got to be fair across the board. You can't pick and choose your poison. You look at freaking KCP. You sit there. When KCP took them shots, you sat there, and in the defense of KCP, well, you know, KCP used to hit these shots all the time. But if that was Kuzma, you would have said, well, you know, Kuzma, you know, because you did call Kuzma out. You make sure you call Kuzma out. You know, when on the curl, well, Kuzma must have got excited. You know, you make sure you call Kuzma out, but you didn't call KCP out. I just don't get it, man. You know, Brandon Ingram had bad games. You know, when he forced a lot, when he go to the paint, when he could actually pass it out, but you don't call that out. You know? You pick and choose who you want to attack, man. And I feel like what you're doing is, I said this before, and I said this many videos back. I said Luke Walton is going to lose that locker room because you're showing favoritism to certain players. This is the main reason why players are on the bench pouting. because they know for a fact they should have been in at certain precise times, but they weren't. It wasn't. And this is the same thing that been going on like for last year. And I've been saying that last year, and I'm saying it this year. After a while, you got to look at the tape and say, you know what? My rotation sucks. You know, I'm just being honest. Your rotation sucks. You keep trying that small ball, and all these teams exploiting that. They're exploiting the small ball, man. They see that you don't have what you want to run that small ball like you want to. And I'm not saying that he don't have it, because he do have it. But the small ball is only good for certain measurement. After that, you got to go back to your bread and butter. You got to go back to the mix matches. Take advantage of what they're putting out there to your benefit. Instead, you're playing into their game. You're coming into their cave, and you say, you know what? Let's play lollipop in your cave. And they said, no, this is my cave, and you're going to play how I want to play because you're in my cave. And you say, okay, I'm going to play how you want to play. No, bro, you can't keep doing that, man. You can't keep doing that. You can't keep blaming the players all the time, man. The only thing that the players are beneficial of is the free throwing and turnovers. You know what I mean? And like I said, over the course of time, yeah, we're going to make, butt-head mistakes. That's what the players do. It's same with the coach. But at the end of the day, you got to start taking blame too, Luke Walton. You can't keep saying the players, the ref, the players, the ref. No. No. You can't keep saying that. And the fans, I understand, y'all. You frustrated. We're going to pick and point out anything to say that this is the reason why, Nah. Luke Walton, at the end of the day, he got to take accountability for his errors too. You know what I mean? That's the whole point about being a human, the whole point about being a coach, being a good coach. Now, I'm saying Luke Walton going to be a good coach or a bad coach. I'm not saying either one. I've been to you guys, I was real fond on Mark Jackson before they even talked about Luke Walton. When fans were talking Luke Walton, I was talking about Mark Jackson. I was even in somebody, I forgot what channel I was on, but I was going back and forth with somebody. And they're like, well, Luke Walton won 40, won a whole bunch of games while Steve Curry was out. And I said, yeah, but that's an all-star team. Anybody can take that team and coach it. We too hyped on the hype train too quick. Now, I'm quick to rule out Luke Walton as a bad coach. Like I said, I'm not saying either one. I think he's a good coach. The problem is that he's just stubborn, man. I think he's just stubborn. Now, I'm not going to say a good coach. I'm because I'm overdoing it, because I said that I'm not going to say either one. But I think the biggest problem is that Luke Walton really need to look at himself as well and say, you know what, I'm to blame for some of the losses as well. Yeah, we know the free throws are the biggest thing, because I told people over and over again, turnovers, every team has turnovers. You can counter turnovers by playing good defense. You know what I mean? You can turn the ball over, but get back on D, stop the opposition from scoring. So the turnovers is not really a high benefactor. But free throws are. When you leave points on the board, on the floor, and you're not taking advantage of, the calls and all that, you only can blame yourself. And that's where the players come in. Yeah, Luke Walton probably had them shoot 100, whatever free throws, but when it's game time, that's a whole different aspect. They got to knock down the free throws. They knocked on the free throws, we wouldn't have this problem. And Luke Walton, he got to do better on his rotation, his time management. You got to do better on it. That's the key of winning and success. Rotation, looking at the mixed matches, seeing what you can take advantage of against the opponent. Not trying to equal what they're putting on the floor, but take what's best for your team. What is your strength and weakness when it comes to scoring? You got to know these things. You know what I mean? Like I said before, Kuzma has been hot from day one. Yeah, he might have went 6 for 19, whatever, but that's some shooters do that. There's not a shooter out there you cannot tell me has not went 8 for 20. Kobe went many times 8 for 20, shot 40%, but he still won the game. See what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, you got to learn how to pick and choose your poison. When you say we don't have a closer, we have a closer. I'd rather live every day with either Ingram, Kuzma, or Lonzo Ball shooting. Even Jordan Clarkson. I don't have a problem with KCP shooting. If he's open, that's cool. But I just think that at the end of the day, that the time management, he should have told him, like, listen, we don't really need a 3, try to get a 2. You know what I mean? Because they got a 2, they would tie the game up. They said they went for the 3. So they went for the 2, it would have been 94-94, I think something like that. You know what I'm saying? Instead they went for 3. Remember I said it was 14 seconds on the clock. He could have went Julius Randle, he could have got fouled. Even if he made 1, that's cool. We're down by a point. Play good defense, try to get the ball, get the ball to Julius Randle. And that's about it. But look, like I said today, man, it is what it is. It's just the frustration and the the frustration of us being in games, knowing we should have won these games, and right back at the same situation. I mean, a lot of fans would say, we're better than we was last year. The only difference is that we're actually better defensively than we were offensively. Offensively, last year we were better. We were like in the top 10. Then we started, flitter away. And it's going to be the same thing with the defense. I mean, we were in the top 10 in defense. Then we started flittering away. So, and like I said before, you're still getting up 100-something points. And that's my thing. But I'm not going to be on that. All I'm saying at the end of the day is that, you know, Luke Walton need to start taking some of the blame for some of the things that's going on with the team as well. You know, he never really blames himself when he sits up there on that podium and talks. It's always about the players, you know. And I feel like that's had to do with a lot of pride, selfishness, and stubbornness. You know what I mean? Like, and arrogance. You know, I hate to say it. I'm just being honest. You know what I mean? Now, does that mean that I want Luke Walton fired like I said before? No, I'm not saying that. He's still young, and I think he still need to learn. But I think Magic Johnson need to talk to him and let him know, like, listen, dude, you know, we had the discussion because at the end of the day, the Lakers are a good team to watch. But as fans, we still want these wins. And I told people over again, we have a chance to make the playoff, but free throws, you know, rotation, time management, you know, and I know, like I said, we talk about turnovers a lot, but turnovers, it doesn't really bother me as much because, like I said before, you can get back on them and play defense. But when you leave points on the, leave points on the floor, and you don't take advantage of, you know, a lot of fouls or mixed matches or stuff like that, that goes on the players and the coach. It's not just the players. It's not that we don't have good players. You know what I mean? I've seen teams that had average players that still made a playoff. And that goes through all sports. You know, it happens. You know, like I said, it comes down to good coaching. And at the end of the day, you know, Luke Walton is you know, he's, I don't know, man. Like I say, he's stubborn, man. He's just stubborn, and he does not. I don't know, bro. It's frustrating because you know for a fact that, you know, I don't know, man. I just think that, you know, a lot of his play calling is questionable. Straight up, it's just questionable. And by me not being a sponsor, somebody who's linked to the LA, you know, to the Lakers and stuff like that, I can speak like that, you know. And that's one thing about me, you know. I can talk about these things because at the end of the day, I am a passionate fan. And I try to look at it from a non-biased standpoint. I won't just say, okay, well, we need this and that. Yeah, we know we get burnt on the refs, something like that, but all teams do. You know, there are teams that, you know, they get burnt as well. But when you only focus on your team, you don't see when, you know, your team is affecting the opponent's team as well. So that's why I try to look at the games from a different standpoint. You know, the Lakers many times have opportunities and chances to win games, but can't close the deal, bro. It should never come down to the last 5 minutes of the game. You know, if you got a chance to put a team away, you put a team away. You don't play around with them. You don't experiment on certain things. You know, like we beaten by 20 points. Then you start bringing in some like a Thomas Bryant, you know, all these other guys. You know, but if it was a close game and you trying to win, you trying to build that momentum so that way you can get a win, some wins going so that you have a chance to get in the playoff. You don't bring in players like that right off the bat. You just don't do it. You know, you bring in your veteran players that have been in the league for, you know, over 2 to 3 years, whatever, you know what I mean? Somebody like Julius Randle, all of them, and you rotate them in and out. And, you know, and this is my last thing, and I say it over again, and I'm going to let you guys go. But, you know, like I said, I'd have went with Bogut, Larry Nance at the power forward spot, Kuzma at the 3, KCP and Lonzo. That way you have Julius and Jordan Clarkson still coming in with the flow. That way, you giving Larry Nance a good amount of playing time, and you giving Julius Randle a good amount of playing time. Instead, you decide to go with that flow, and that flow is the reason why the Lakers lost. Rotation, free throws as always, time management, and who you giving the green light to. I don't understand it, man. Anyway, y'all take care. Have a blessed one, man. Love you guys. Be safe out there. Watch out, Mr. Sandman coming for you.